Hey guys, welcome to today's Kick-Ass Coaching Session, episode number 6. Today is 12/5/2017. To bear with me a little bit, I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, so just bear with me. We'll go over some ideas and a couple different things. Obviously, I was a little heartbroken last night with Ryan Shazier getting injured. It didn't look good at the time, but it has come down dramatically, and it looks like he's going to be okay as of this point. So, God bless. That's great. It was a tough hit. Nobody ever wants to see that happen. So that's about it. But what I'm going to talk about today is the power of teamwork. You saw, unfortunately, if you watched the game, I don't know if you did or not, but it was a Monday night game, so a lot of people do watch it. That teamwork and the power of it works together. Obviously, when their man is down, nobody knows if Shazier is going to get back up, if he's going to be permanently injured, whatever the case is. Nobody knows anything, unfortunately, at that point in time. So they assume the worst, unfortunately. I know that the general manager came out and said that he couldn't move his legs at that point, and that's never a good sign. But thank God it was some swelling, and it's something that Tommy Maddox had years ago, and it usually goes away pretty quickly, so that's great. But the power of the teamwork is the team getting together to rally behind that, having that devastating thing happen and a devastating loss to the team when they're out there trying very hard to win the game, and one of their key defensive men, one of the best in the league, gets taken out like that. How they rallied behind each other and really came together and did it. There's been a long time rivalry between Cincinnati Bengals and Pittsburgh Steelers, so it could have gone either way going into there. I know Pittsburgh had the better record, but Cincinnati, they go back and forth time and time again on that, so you never quite know what's going to happen. Pittsburgh did pull it out at the end with a field goal. That's the second time, actually, it's happened this season where our field goal kicker really brought it home, so that was a good win, but obviously everybody's heart was in the other place last night. So it was great how they worked together. They rallied together. They worked, especially toward the very end. They were really launching down the field, almost Brady-esque when it came to that, and getting everything together and getting it pushed down the field. And what really, really impressed me at the end of the night, nobody again still knew what was going on. Andy Dalton, the Bengals, a true class act. And it wasn't just him. He was the one caught on camera. There were several Bengals that were also in support, on their knee for the right reason, in my opinion. In support of a fellow player that is down, that you can't really match. So watching Andy Dalton get down and kneel with the Pittsburgh Steelers in solidarity and praying for Ryan Shazier at the very end of the game, even though they lost, is a true class act. Andy, you got a lot of love on this end, man. You really put it out there, and you could tell it was legitimate. You could tell by the look on his face it was legitimate. So it worked out okay in the end. At least that's what it seems like right now, that Shazier will recover perfectly fine. But that's the power of the teamwork and everybody working together, having mutual respect for one another. Even though they're competing against each other in two different teams and two different issues, they work together at the end to reach the common goal, which is sending prayers for Ryan Shazier and his family, that he will he'll recover quickly. So I really, really can't beat that. Mad love for you, Andy Dalton. Mad love for the Bengals. Of course, their guys were taken down too as well, but it really helped. So that's the power of teamwork. It's working together for a collective goal, and at the end of it, respecting each other's position and understanding that we all do the same thing. I go in pretty much every month to a group of plumbers, the Master Plumbers Council in New York. Very big organization, a lot of attendance, depending on the time of the year, a ton of attendance. Everybody in that room is a competitor to one another. However, they work together for the common goal. There's myself and there's one other very nice gentleman that's a restoration guy in the room. There's two of us, but there's a couple hundred plumbers, and at least 100 attend on a regular basis. And they all compete, but they all work together for the common goal. And the common goal for them is to raise the industry up, to help each other out. They're not going to, of course, exchange trade secrets and some of the, final things that really do keep them a little bit apart. But what they're doing is they are actually working together in a common goal to make the industry better. And even though they're all competitors sitting in a room, they don't really care. They sit down, they talk, they have dinner together. That's really something good. And I saw that basically yesterday in the game. So even though you have competitors, you can still work with them. you keep your distance about certain things because you want to make sure you have as many opportunities as you can do, but you could still work with others in order to get that goal. And again, there's 2 of us in that group versus 100 people minimum in the room at any given time, of all of which do the same thing. So that's pretty awesome when it really comes down to it. So it's the power of teamwork and the power of cooperation between each other. I had a question, excuse me, sorry about that, that I put up on the forum. Your company is a product, not a service, and could I really get into clarifying? Most people really did understand it, but there was some confusion about what that is. So I'm going to clarify, break it down. What you do is a service. That's the commodity. So that's why I put on there that it's a commodity. Only one of them is a commodity. Service is what you do. A product is who you are. So, for example, I have a friend of mine, Meg, on there that's clicking on right now. Their company cleans carpets, does tile and grout cleaning, does high-end work, great work, no question about it. What they do is the service, and they do a very good job. There's no question about that. But I'm sure there's other companies that do a very good job too as well in the area. One of the keys to that is they've branded their product. Their product is the name of the company, and they've done a fantastic job of that. It's been out for several years. I know with Meg on board, it has grown significantly since what it even was before, and it was always really a very good thing. But that's a true definition of the product. Their company is a branded product, if you can call branding, even though technically branding doesn't exist. Their position in the marketplace, I should say, is them, and they are the product. What they do is cleaning, because they book at higher rates than the average person, and they get it, and they get all day long, and they continue to get it. So you really can't argue it. So that's the best example I could really have when it comes down to it is one person is the product. What you do is the product. Your service is just a commodity of what you do. So if you're a landscaper, plumber, sewer and drain cleaner, HVAC company, doesn't really matter. That's the service, and that's a commodity. And you can't look at it as this is what I do. I cut the grass better. I'm more efficient. I'm more cost effective. That's not really anything that certainly has some importance to what you're going to do. But initially, the name of the company is who they're hiring. They're hiring either the owner, the manager, technicians they would like in the past, whatever that happens to be. So they're looking at it from the standpoint that they're hiring that company as a product. A best example for that is if you go onto a shelf in a store, and you usually have 3 or 5 choices of any particular thing. One is the high end of it, the branded name, and one is it could be the grocery store or department store's chain name or whatever the case is. And you have to pick, do you want to go with that branded name and pay a little bit more? Or do you want to go with the non-branded name and pay a little less? Usually I found that the products are definitely better when they're more costly. And the products are a little less when they're not. So it is get what you get what you pay for. There are rare instances where that really is not the case. It's the exact same thing. It's just private label for somebody. But excuse me. But in general, that will be the best way really to put that together is that you pick the product. Most people pick in the middle. They go with what's right down in the middle and not worry about what's most or least expensive. They just kind of right in the middle. That's what most people do. But you have an option to. When I pick medication, if I've got sick, I usually pick a name brand. I won't pick the sub brand, even though they say it's the exact same thing. It's not something that I want to risk when I'm not feeling very good. I need to get back in the motion, get back into doing what I need to do very quickly. I don't like being sick. Nobody likes being sick. I really hate it. So I want to get out as quick as possible. If that means buying the name brand product that is the most expensive, so be it. That time is everything to me, and I can't lose it. So remember that what you do is a service, and who you are is the product. And know that when you're marketing, know that when you're working, know that when you're everything you do when it comes to a business, even if you're an employee, it's crucial that you are seen as a product, not a service. A service is just another coworker that may or may not perform to your level, but you are the product. So if you're an employee, it even applies to that you want to be seen as the product and not the service. That's kind of key to it. So that's today's 10-minute kick-ass coaching. Again, I apologize. My voice is a little bit gone today, but take a look at it. We've covered the power of teamwork and why it is essential, why it is still alive, and we witnessed it last night on Monday Night Football, and also the difference between a company and a product, and the difference between a product and a service. So if you have any questions, feel free to comment. This will be posted up in a few seconds on the Facebook Live page for the Service with Excuses Mastermind, which, again, you are part of, only for the group. And comment, and feel free to have any questions. I'll be glad to answer them as soon as I can. Thank you so much. Have a great day. December 5th, 2017 for episode number 6. Thank you. Bye.